What's up, YouTube? Back with another video. Mamba. It is January 4, 2024. It is 10 a.m. Thursday, and we're closed for today. We're closed every Thursday. And this continues with the Mamba mentality series. Yeah, we're right here just swinging at the tire shop business. Just keep hustling and grinding. And you know, a lot has been going good lately, but so a lot of things have been going not the way I wanted to go. The good things about what's going on lately is that for some odd reason there's a lot of business going on. There's just an incredible amount of people buying tires right now, and it's like, wow, what the hell happened? This has never happened in the past. January is always slow, and the ending of December is always slow. So it is definitely different this year, and I'm sure there's a reason. I just don't know exactly why, but it's normally not like this. And so but yeah, the good thing is that it's been going very, very busy. But not so good thing is that I haven't got my team together real good. So I've been pulling people from here, getting people from there, trying to get someone over here, trying to recruit somebody. And it is what it is. All it is pretty much I myself have to put in a whole bunch of more work into the business. And just making it happen, you know, installing the tires, patching, cutting tires, all this stuff that you gotta do to make cleaning, and you know, so it helps a lot when you have a rest day like today. Yeah, so it you know, I'm trying to bring that to you guys. I'm trying to bring that power laced with fire, man, with these videos. So we're gonna continue with what have been my failures in the tire shop business. What have been my failures, and I want to bring that to you. And it was really hard to think. I'm not trying to be cocky, but you know, I've done everything right. Like I pretty much, like, you know, when I had opportunity, pretty much came with my dad to the business, learn little by little. As I was going to school, learning right, high school, take it slow. I still came. After I started learning my own thing, when I got out of high school with my self-education on tires, at that time it was like these wider tires were coming out. So then I started learning about those and all-terrain tires. And then I found a niche, and that's where I made my biggest money, was at the niche, was selling military tires. And I'm telling everybody right now, if it's still out there, if you guys can pick up that niche of selling military tires, you make a lot of money too. Just that I lost my connect years ago, so that's why I didn't continue it, or else I'll still be doing it right now, man. I still get customers coming in. I think one came in yesterday asking for them, but was it yesterday or 2 days ago? Anyway, so the point is that everything was like slow and steady, working hard. I never lagged it when it comes to being here. I never lagged it with like trying to not come in here. It was just, you know, steady Eddie, right? And but I do got some for you guys, and hopefully you can learn from my mistakes. So I'll start from the lightest one to the heaviest one. So mistake number one would be one time a guy came in and he wanted a patch, and so I patched it. Everything came out good on the patch. I mounted it, but the valve stem was very old, and when I mounted it, I think it was when I mounted it, it moved a little bit, or when I dismounted it, one of those things. But the point is that it moves, and or when I was putting air, something like that. And you know, when a valve stem is very old, it's very dry. You move it a little bit and it just cracks, right? So you move a little bit, it cracks, and then you put in air and it's leaking air. And then, so you pretty much, you go to your tank, right? Your water tank, you check it. You see the valve stem is leaking. And then you go back to the machine, take it off, put a new valve stem. Or however you want to do it, just lower the bead, put it into the side. You don't even have to dismount it, right? And at that time, we were charging, this years ago, man. This is like probably like, I don't know, more than 15 years ago. I was in my beginning stages. But I pretty much thought I did everything right. Pretty much, you know, at the time, the patch was $10. The valve stem was $5, so I charged him 15. And he's like, hey, how come it's 15? And I was like, oh, because it's the new valve stem. But valve stem was no good. And it was like, no, but you said it was 10. I'm like, yeah, but the valve stem. He's like, funny how the valve stem was good when I came in, and then now it was no good. So he paid me, left, and so you're hearing the story, you're probably thinking, I was right, because you know that's a true story, exactly what happened. But I'm calling it that it was one of my biggest mistakes, because, and this is a learning lesson, and something so small like this can make a big impact in your future. And it did make a big impact that I learned from that one day moving forward. So like till now, I still do the same way. So if you're dismounting a tire and you have that situation, you didn't see the valve stem, and you like, you know, you did your job and then the valve stem's no good because it's so old, then what I do now is I just put the valve stem and that's it. I don't say nothing. I just put a new valve stem and that's it. I don't even tell them like, oh, plus I put a new valve stem for you. You know, like, just like if they don't know, then they don't know, and that's it. Like if you tell them, then they can think a bad thing, like, oh, why did he do that? You know what I mean? They can think some weird things. Trust me, these customers can be like, oh yeah, they wanted my good valve stem and put a cheap one or something like that. Like, you know, and it's the same rubber one, right? It's just a freaking 15-year-old valve stem and shit, right? But the point is that that customers get bothered, and even though I was right about that, you know, this is the way you think you're supposed to be doing things. The truth is that I lost a customer over a super little thing. And he wasn't even a daily customer or nothing. He was like the first time I ever seen the guy. He was a young guy. But the point is that I lost a customer over some, you know, how much is a valve stem? I don't even know how much it costs, like 50 cents or something. I don't even know how much a valve stem costs now. But over 50 cents, you lose a customer. Think about that. And yeah, you were right, but you actually were wrong, because it's just the way the world works. Even though I was technically right, but in real life, I was wrong. You understand? So that I learned that one day, and anytime in the future, if I don't catch the valve stem being bad and it's like no good when I'm doing the job, then I just put a new valve stem and that's it. I don't say nothing. But if I do catch it up front, then I'll tell him, hey, you want a new valve stem? It's gonna be an extra, whatever it costs, right? So you can also make a sale like that, and you can make money on that also up front before you even touch the tire. So that's mistake number one for LA Mamba. Mistake number two is one day I you know, we're busy. This was already like, you know, again, I don't know, 13 years ago or something like that. Tying a whole bunch of new tires. And you have a few places you buy tires from. And I even think I got the right size. It was 235 60 17 Firestones, right? At the time, you know, back then, Firestone, man, they're very expensive. People don't really buy that stuff. And I had like, and at the time I had like 3 suppliers of tires, like new tires, right? So then I sell them, he leaves, everything's good. Oh, by the way, the first story, everything came out good with the tire, you know, everything chingon, right? Very, 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 very good, right? When they leave. The second, same thing. So they leave, everything's good, no problems. But I give a warranty of free flat repairs and free rotations lifetime on the new tires, right? So, but you need a receipt. And so one day, like, I don't know, 2 months pass by. The guy comes back with those, you know, it's a van, right? 235, 60, 17 Firestones, 4 new ones. He goes, hey, I lost my my receipt. Can you make me a new one? And so what I do is I go check for my you know, my tire, because you don't remember what tires you sell. Like, you know, you sell so much that, like, you forget. Especially if you're selling a lot, you don't remember, right? So I go through my my list of vendors that I sell new tires from, and usually it's just one main one, right? And it's like, okay, I would have bought it from this company if I would have sold these. And then I checked the other company and also nothing. So I checked, nothing on the first one, checked on the second vendor, nothing. And so and then I was like, I didn't check the third one, right? That was one mistake. But here you go with the whole story, right? So then I go to the guy and I tell him, hey, you didn't buy these tires from here. And he's like, yes, I did. Yes, I did. And I was like, no, I didn't. I checked the records and, you know, and you didn't buy the tires from here, pretty much, right? He's like, oh, man, come on, man. I just bought them, like, you know, 2 months ago. All I'm asking for is a receipt to get my warranty, you know? And so anyways, he leaves. And pretty much I lose the customer right there from there on. And by the way, I remember that customer. He did buy like 2 more sets or 1 or 2 more sets before he bought this third set. So he was a customer. I remember that. And then, so then he leaves, and then I check with the third vendor, and then it happens to be that third vendor, I bought the tires from there, man. I was like, fuck, I fucked up. So anyway, so then I got a couple of learning experiences from there. One is that when they ask for a receipt, yeah, you check, but you know, that's not a big deal, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like because I didn't give them a receipt, like another receipt, just for the warranty, I lost a customer, right? And that customer was a good customer. He was a good customer, not like the first one. But he could have bought even more tires in the future. He could recommend more friends and family. And by the way, again, the job came out good, no problems at all. It's just that you know, he didn't have that receipt. He lost it, and again, you can be like, oh yeah, like it was his fault. He lost the receipt, when the whole thing is like, you know, the warranty is only with the receipt at the time, right? At the time, it was like, oh, you only get a guarantee with the receipt, and he lost it. So yeah, it was his fault technically, but in real life, I messed up real big time. That I didn't figure it out. You know what I mean? Like if it was now, I would be much more aware than I was 13 years ago. And I would like check everywhere, call everywhere. I would like, you know, ask my guys who mounted the tires, hey, do you remember these? You know, I would, if I was freak, I'll look. And if anything, and then I'll just make a receipt if it really like, if I really think he did buy them there, he did buy them here. And you know, figure something out, right? You know how you would do your things. If you're in this situation, you would figure it out, right? And by the way, nowadays, if people come and I notice the brand that we sell, and they say, you know, free flat tires, free rotations, I don't even ask for the receipt. Just do it. You know, I say no pay, don't pay, and they leave happy, right? Why? Because it's very rare when that happens. Like a lot of people don't come for the free flappers. A lot of people don't come with the rotations. Yeah, they love it when they're buying the tires, but in reality, when it comes to coming back, very few of them do that. So I just like, and by the way, we do this all day, every day. Like who cares? Just freaking, you know. I don't say nothing, but I just say, oh no, we're good. You know, like, you don't pay nothing, right? So that was mistake number 2. I lost another customer, and again, each customer is very important, guys. Especially if you are barely starting out and don't have a lot of customers, this is even more important to you guys. for me at the point when the second guy came, I already had a lot of customers, I had a lot of sales and all that. The first one, I still had a lot of customers in the first mistake. But that's that. All right, my failures, number 3. And this is a huge one that was very expensive. Here we go. So when it comes to your workers, you gotta see and know. And at the time, I thought I knew, but I didn't really know how to like read people, right? So I can tell that he didn't like working here, and I didn't like him, and he didn't like me. But we just like always just day to day, you know, just keep coming in, and he worked, keep coming in, keep worked, right? He was the wrong guy for the place. And so anyways, he didn't like coming here and working here, and I didn't like him because he was slow, he would like hide, and all the bad stuff, right? And so anyways, so it just kept going and going and going. And I was kind of scared at the time because I wasn't experienced with like firing people, and I wasn't experienced of like anything, right? Like it was just like I was brand new to like being like a boss, right? And so time goes by and time goes by, and then if I would have fired him, it would have been the best thing. But again, I was scared. What if he sues or whatever, you know? Whatever. And it was like, so then time goes by, and then he figures out a plan. He figures out a plan of, well, if I leave, I'm not gonna get nothing. But if I pretend to get injured, then I'm gonna get something, right? So he figures out this plan, and then he does it. He pretends to get injured, right? And I'm like, oh fuck, he's got me now. So then, yeah, pretty much he pretend, and then he goes to court, and he sues me pretty much. He goes to sue me, right? And then like, I don't know, 2 years pass by or something. We're still going to court and stuff like that. And then I pretty much settled out of court with him. It was very expensive. At the time, it was very expensive. Now it's not all that, because you know, you grow from years in the business, you grow. But at the time, it was very expensive for me. And it was like, damn, man. And it was like settling out of court. What he wanted in court was even more, right? So I was like, damn. So like I fucked up right there. But the main point of this story is I messed up by knowing that he didn't want to be there, and knowing that I didn't want him to be here, right? But it was just like, you just keep going, don't do nothing about it, until he does something about it, and then you're real in a big mess, and it becomes very expensive. And it was like, oh, that's never gonna happen to me again. But of course, the way to fix that is, if you see somebody like that in your business that's like don't want to be there, then you gotta let him go. You know, it's best for both of you. Like, it's best for him because he can go somewhere else and he's gonna be happier somewhere else. He doesn't have the guts to quit, and at the same time he wants money. And for you, it's like, well, if you let him go now, fire him now, then let's say you lose a little money if you fire him, but you don't lose big money like I did by just letting him hang around, right? So that was my failure number 3. I hope you like this, guys, because this is like my biggest ones. But I'm gonna go to my 4th one, my last one. And I want to admit, it doesn't really have to do a lot with the tire shop business, but in my opinion, you combine real estate and the tire shop business. Like, if you're fighting in a boxing match, you have a right hand and you have a left hand. Your right hand is the tire shop business, and your left hand is the real estate business. And there's many ways and many reasons I explained to you guys throughout the other videos why I say this. I wish I would have learned it a lot sooner, by the way. But you have like this is the way, again, this is the way I see it. You have cash flow with the tire shop business, and you have equity with the real estate business, and you got to have both. You can't really have equity in the tire shop unless you go like, again, unless you want to build like one of those big $10 million businesses in the tire shop business that you have like the auto repair, the alignments, and all that stuff, right? Unless you want to do those real big tire shops. Well, here in Cali it's 10 million, but it must be like 1 million somewhere else. But unless you want to go that route, you can build equity that way. But if you're gonna go a little tire shop like this, in my opinion, this is a little tire shop, then you're gonna be wanting to be in the real estate business, and the biggest thing about the real estate business, so you guys know, is not money. It's gonna be education, because there's loans out there, and you can use other people's money. Yeah, it takes a lot of money to be in the real estate business, but it doesn't have to be your money. There's other people's money that you can use, and here goes my failure number 4, right? And this is more about education, and it's more about you know, just mainly just education. But it's my biggest failure. Probably, I don't know, probably one of my biggest failures in my life. But again, it all depends how you see it, but I'm gonna tell you my story. So when I was in my early 20s, I think I was like, I don't know, 21 or something like, no, like 22. I buy this 4-unit in Redlands. So if you know California, Redlands is a very nice area. It's you know, very expensive now, or it was back then too. But you know, I partnered up and to buy this 4-unit, and that was all my money I made from the tire shop business. I just partnered up, and we got this 4-unit, right? Hugest mistake in my life. I'm just thinking about it right now. Oh my God. But anyways, this is in very, very many years ago. This is probably about close to 20 years now. And so I buy this 4-unit, and it was about 20 years ago, man. And so we're going, and I don't know a lot of things about the real estate business. I just don't know. I'm a young guy. I just love real estate. And then so I do it, and pretty much, make a long story short, through me not understanding real estate and education about the real estate business, I end up losing the property. Good thing I sold it through a short sale, so I don't like pay taxes, and it just gets it off my hands, right? So it's called a short sale. When someone takes over, so pretty much it went from like a price of $725 that we bought it for, and we sold it for $550, right? In a matter of like 2 years or something like that. But the reason I sold it was like,